Greetings and welcome to Experience the Rebirth of you. And I'm one of your co-hosts today, Erbie Phillips Jr., a.k.a. your honorable servant, joined by Brother Dwayne Mooney, the king of passive income. It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2017. The time is 10:06 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are live. And we are very privileged, proud, and humbled to bring to you today a tribute to one of the greatest Americans of all time, Baba Dick Gregory. We're honoring him today not just because he deserves it. We don't have enough hours in a day to broadcast what he deserves. But we are broadcasting today because we need to hear from you. We want to share with you stories about Dick Gregory, our beloved elder who has made his transition from this earthly journey into eternity. We want to share stories and insights about him that are not being published in the media. And also there are some things in the media that we want to correct. Because although we appreciate the front cover feature in the LA Times of Baba Dick Gregory and 2 pages of narrative on him, we want to make sure that you really know that you know that you know. If you didn't have an opportunity to spend intimate moments with Elder Dick Gregory, we're going to give you some of that today. All right? Is that okay with you? And before we get into the discussion, I want you to know that our brother, Dr. Christian Gregory, one of Baba Dick's 10 children, he has sent out an email with details about the memorial service, and I can tell you this. From what I read, it's going to be a wonderful memorial service. So those of you who are thinking about going to D.C. to pay your respects in that way, let us know here on LIB Radio, and we can forward you the link to the website where you can get details about the memorial service, the date, and the events and everything else. But it's going to be a grand, grand celebration, as it should be in transition. We should celebrate transition to eternity. We shouldn't be sad. We shouldn't be down and out, especially when it comes to someone like Baba Dick Gregory. Brother Dwayne, are you with us right now? Brother Dwayne Mooney is not with us right now.
Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Right, my St. Louis people in the house.
Brother Dwayne, what's going on, my brother?
And everything. Life is good, brother. Life is good. I was on my Dick Gregory interview tour yesterday. I did about 4 interviews yesterday.
Tell us about them, brother. Tell us all about them. Come on, give us a brief.
Well, it was great. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? It was great because I had a lot of fun. I was on, I did Front Page. I did the Zoe Williams show. I did Carl Nelson's show. And it was funny because Carl Nelson's show, it was right after Farrakhan had spoke, about 2 people after Farrakhan. So, you know,
wow.
I was in the company. And then I did a interview for the Final Call. And
wow.
That was great. So Dick Gregory's going to be on the cover of the new Final Call coming out this week.
Wow. Wow. People need to understand, Dwayne, and Brother Keidi, he's going to join us in this tribute today. And I think, we're going to be tributing the rest of the week, here on Experience the Rebirth, because there's so many people who have so many things they want to share and hear about Baba Dick Gregory. But since Tuesdays is Passive Income Tuesday, do you have a special story that relates to Baba Gregory and your mission to bring this information about passive income to people, his wisdom?
Well, first of all, I'm going to drink my water in tribute to Dick Gregory. Hold on.
That's right. Brother Dick always talked about hydration.
So I'm a pour libation with water for Brother Dick. That's for the man. So
there you go.
The whole thing with Dick Gregory, I got so many stories with Dick. It's just crazy. First of all, if you're gonna be around him, be ready not to eat. That's the first thing. If you're hungry, you ain't gonna hang with Dick, because Dick is constantly moving and talking and doing his thing. Yeah, pour out that water. And Dick was always my main story with Dick. You know, I went to see Dick Gregory with Daryl and I took him to go see Queen Afua. She was having a private party, and he really didn't know much of Queen Afua, and she was having a private party, and her husband at the time had these big giant aunts carrying around, in each hand they were gold. And Dick Gregory looked at me and said, "Who's that Negro with them giant railroad keys?" He said, "Railroad keys." We laughed the whole night. And I told Queen Afua what he said. She cracked up. So Dick Gregory is just a dude that was just incredible. You know, everybody knows that, you know, our real father is Paul Mooney, but as Paul Mooney would always say, I'm not their father. Their real father is Dick Gregory. And the only reason why, because Dick had that thing that Daryl and I gravitated to. As soon as we got around Dick Gregory, our beards just popped out. We were clean shaven. We got around them, beards just popped out. And we introduced Dick Gregory to our father. Daryl and I met Dick Gregory at the Comedy Store. He was performing. He just got off he was fasting. He was doing some protest in Washington at the time. This was over 30 years ago. And he's talking to a group of maybe about 50 people in the audience, mostly white. And he was in the club with juices served only. How you going to be in a night? I said, what kind of black man is this that can be in a nightclub with juices served only in the 2-drink minimum nightclub when that's how they make their money?
That's right, brother.
So Dick Gregory sitting down in the chair. He's all slim because he's on a fast, and he has notes. He's actually telling his jokes from notes. I said, what kind of man, black man, doing a show, ain't doing no cooning, just sitting in the chair, talking and using notes. And these white folks are like holding on to every word he's saying, looking at him like he's a messiah. Because remember, I don't know who this dude is. So right. I said, I got to meet this guy. Because all I saw was my father perform, and white folks would be looking at him in the Comedy Store like with disgust. He would make them laugh. He would run white folks out of the club. I said, who is this man that white folks just love every word he said? So we talked to Dick off stage, and he's telling us, and we're meeting him and introducing us, and we're introducing ourselves, and we asking him who is he? And he's giving us a little background on who he is. And then he says, you two need to come see me speak in San Francisco at the Whole Life Expo, which was a big health convention. I said, okay, we're going to fly up and go check you out. Because, you know, we're from Oakland anyway. So we go up to see him, and it's about 2,000 people of all colors watching this man. We come in, we think we're going to see 50 white folks again, right? This is a small group. But it's 2,000 people sitting up there looking at Dick, and I'm looking at this same black dude I saw on stage, looked like he didn't have no energy. just barely talking to people in the club, reading notes. Then the next time we see him, he's on stage, moving all over the stage with a mic, talking loud, shouting, being angry, being funny, being low-key, praising people, bringing people on stage, just talking about health, nutrition, conspiracy, who you are, pointing his finger at the crowd, just being just all bodacious. I'm like, we look at this brother, same brother we saw in the club, and said, that's what we want to do.
That's right.
Right? And because of that, that's when we became comedians and lecturers and started using our gift more than just stand-up comedy, but for a reason and for a purpose. That's what Dick Gregory did to us, and we just fell in love with that man, and we became good friends with him until this day. Even now in spirit, we're tight. 2 weeks ago, Dick Gregory was here. He stayed over here, where I am, for a night.
Yes. Yes.
And so Dick Gregory was, he's gotten old. He's full of life. He still was full of life, full of energy, telling jokes, right? And this is early in the morning, telling jokes, just doing his Dick Gregory thing. But I had to help him down the steps, right? I said, wow. I said, Dick Gregory, in my mind, I said, Dick Gregory is just about to get out of here, this life.
Okay.
I said, me and Mark, Mark Gallardo, Mark always told me, he said, you don't know if he's going to live, he's going to make it to the years out. And then when I saw him, I said, it may be sooner than that. This is Dick Gregory's last days on this planet, physically. And then 2 weeks later, he passed. So I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked. But again, it's not that people always say, telling me, Dick Gregory was in the health. How he died at 85. I said, first of all, Dick Gregory, the type of life he led, total nonstop. I don't care what type of diet you're on. He should have been dead at 40.
Tell it, brother.
He don't get no sleep. He's always on planes. He's always speaking. He's always with the people. Now he's performing. He was performing. It's like, again, which was a perfect way for him to go out, doing what he loved. So my thing is, for him to reach 85, basically in no pain, and just pass smoothly, he wasn't sick, he wasn't coughing up and ill, he just passed, man. His body just expired, man. Literally.
Brother Dwayne, I'm gonna bring Brother Keidi into the discussion right now to emphasize what you just said about Baba Gregory, the way he lived life, and how he was so busy, and how, from a scientific perspective, Keidi's scientific research, how old he probably really was based upon all the activities. Because here is a man, too, that lost over 150 pounds. He used to smoke. He used to drink. He used to do all those kind of things. So he overcame all of that, and still at the age of 84, had the energy to do the things that he did. Brother Keidi, your comments on the mileage that was on Baba Gregory's body, and how anyone could say to him, I thought he was into wellness, and he died at 84, when black men are dying on average at the age of 55 to 60, I believe.
Thank you, Brother Erbie, for the invitation to speak on this great man who walked in our midst. And Brother Dwayne, I salute you for the countless experiences and hours that you spent in the presence of this living master. And you wear it well. You stand on the shoulders of this giant and so many others. And this is very important to us all. But when we look at the age of 85 for the transition of Dick Gregory, and people who know my research say that we should really be striving for 120. as you point out correctly, Brother Erbie, during Dick Gregory's genetic young years, he, like far too many of us, are caught up in the Babylonian ways of living. We eat the wrong food. We eat like Americans. And Dick Gregory admitted that until he had met Alvenia Fulton, he didn't really know how to eat to live for true. Enough respect to Elijah Muhammad also for putting out that book, because between people like Alvenia and Elijah Muhammad, we did learn that there was a better way for us. But Dick Gregory stressed his body probably for about a half of his adult life. But here's the thing. Had Dick Gregory stayed in those patterns of toxicity for his body, he wouldn't have made 85 years. He would have died probably younger than the average black male in America, dying at 69, because he was on an even higher stress. Dick Gregory used to talk, Brother Dwayne, about drinking a fifth of whiskey every day or so. But because he did learn, he extended his life. And when we talk about wisdom, I dare anybody to challenge me that wisdom-wise, Dick Gregory lived to be 120 years old.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
You know, I always say that Dick lived the life of 5 men.
That's right.
That's right.
And if you've ever been around him, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Brother Keidi and Brother Dwayne, you both are entrepreneurs. You both have a long history of entrepreneurship, but not many people know Dick Gregory as the entrepreneur. Brother Dwayne, there was an article published in one of the mainstream medias, and it mentioned the situation with Baba Gregory and that Swedish company, but they didn't tell it. They didn't really get into detail. Can you explain to all of us what happened? How did that Swedish company deal start? How did it end? And what came afterwards?
Well, let me tell you what happened with that Swedish company, Cernitine America, that came out with the Bahamian diet. First of all, Dr. David Allen was the president of the company. That's a light-skinned brother out of San Diego, married to a Jewish woman, who's more blacker than David Allen. Okay. Now, Dr. David Allen is literally the George Washington Carver of nutrition. Baddest dude on the planet toward putting nutrition together. And the Chinese has made him a millionaire many times over because they take his products and sell it all over the world. They treat him like a king, like a god in China. Now, he got a big home in San Diego, lives like he's a millionaire. He was the president of the company. He really is the creator of the Bahamian diet. He put the 4X formula, which is Dick Gregory's formula, herbal formula, into the Bahamian diet, right, which was a powder with a soy base. Of course, we have learned that soy base is not good, so right now, if it was created again, it would be with another base. Now, but at the time, it was a top nutritious product. And the Bahamian diet, when he brought Dick Gregory into the company and the Bahamian diet, the company took off. Remember, these are Sweden folks who own the company. The company off. Black folks all around the world started joining because of Dick Gregory. Now, too many black folks was coming to the meeting, joining up, started making the Swedes nervous. There's too many black folks. And we was killing it, right? Because Del and I was some of the top distributors in the company. We were killing it. But you know Dick Gregory, when Dick Gregory talks, he talk about everything but the company. Dick Gregory going to talk about what's going on in the world and will mention nutrition in the company along the way. So you know the Swedes didn't like that.
Right.
They got rid of, interesting, they fired David Allen first. This didn't make no sense. I guess they fired him for bringing in Dick Gregory. Then they fired Dick Gregory, right? Or Dick Gregory left, one of the two. Whatever happened, it was a parting of the ways. And then Dick Gregory started his own company called the Correction Connection. David Allen still making products, but they made another product called Correction Connection that dealt with any addiction that anybody would have, it would get rid of, from coffee to sugar to crack cocaine. Anything would leave the addiction. So he had the Bahamian diet and the Correction Connection. The Correction Connection was in the powder form too. The Correction Connection company went off the roof. Now remember, the brother, Ken Bridges, who was the CEO and creator of MyTop, which was the black-owned network marketing company for black only that he created later. He was the vice president of Correction Connection. Okay, that's how far back I go with Ken Bridges. Ken Bridges is the one who was assassinated by the so-called sniper. So, Ken Bridges was the vice president. It was another brother that was the president. I can't think of his name right now. But it was, black men and women running the company. It ran for a while, but as Keidi knows, Dick Gregory is not a serious businessman. Dick Gregory is going to do what he want to do when he want to do it. So he came at odds with the business of Correction Connection. So the business people had to have Dick Gregory sign contracts that Dick Gregory didn't know he was signing, so Dick Gregory wouldn't spend all the money. Because Dick Gregory was buying people homes, doing all kind of stuff, running around, had his oasis with the fat dude, and, that stuff costs money, right? The retreat that he had, all that stuff costs money. And Dick Gregory was doing stunts and living large. This was Dick Gregory at his wealthiest doing his thing. The company was making big money, millions of dollars. And you can't tell Dick Gregory what he can and cannot do. So they fell out with Dick Gregory and end up suing Dick Gregory. Okay? So this stayed in court for 3 years, and guess what? The company went bankrupt. So whatever they was trying to sue, they won. I think Dick Gregory ended up winning, but there was no money there. Okay? Dick Gregory won the suit. And in the long run, Dick Gregory at the time was losing his house. So he had to sell the rights to the Bahamian diet, right, to GNC. That's why if you go into GNC, you'll see the Bahamian diet in there. But guess what? Dick Gregory don't talk about the Bahamian diet because he sold the rights to it so he could live, right, comfortably. But that's why he don't never talk about the Bahamian diet. If you talk about the Bahamian diet, you bring it up, you're going to have an attitude. So the company at the top level, if they only could have worked it out, I always say if Dick Gregory would have been more of a businessman. And that's not hating on Dick. And the other side would have been more lenient because they should have known who they was dealing with.
Right.
You can't fit a circle into a square. You got to know how to deal with Dick Gregory. Okay? So, that's what happened. And black folks was making money with Correction Connection. Okay? Because it was the first since Madam C.J. Walker serious network marketing company that black folks could get into, that we own. We were open to everybody and run the races for real. And Dick Gregory had contact with political people, with business people, so everybody was getting involved. And then he had Dr. David Allen making the products, so it was the best products in the world at the time behind it, So we was rolling. And Dick Gregory, his company, was pushing nutrition, pushing business hard, okay? When he had his company, he was up there. He had a card that he would pass out that was a food combining card and had information on food combining. And he would speak, man, and he would talk about nutrition. He would talk about the matrix, but he would talk about his answer was nutrition and work the business. So this was the part that left a serious imprint on my psyche because who he was at the time. He was at his strongest. He had an organization. He was making money through the organization, and he was helping people make money, and he was helping people lose weight, and he was helping people get healthy. I mean, the image of Correction Connection and the image of the Bahamian diet was a sister coming out the ground, basically a tree, but it looked like a black woman. So you would see the roots and the trees and this beautiful body with natural hair of a black woman coming out the ground saying the black woman is Mother Nature herself. Okay, that was the image. And Dick Gregory understood the power of image. So black women came into the correction connection like crazy. Okay? And this would always stick to me to see black folk running an organization, running a company, black folk getting involved, making money in a network marketing effort, everybody getting paid, everybody getting healthy. Look, you know where our first conference was, man?
Where?
You know, it was the Bahamian diet, you can guess, right? In the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas. Oh, brother,
what other company, they want to go to Hawaii. They want to go everywhere other than where black folks was going. We went to the Bahamas. Okay?
Hold that thought, brother. We have a caller. Caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from and what do you want to contribute today.
Hi, it's Cindy calling from Gladstone, Oregon, and I would just like to say that I'm so glad that Dick Gregory took Dwayne and Daryl Mooney, and he was their mentor, and they are going to continue on with his legacy and what he was doing to help others. Regardless of the ethnicity, regardless of anything else, he wanted people healthy in life. And I believe that was his legacy, and I believe that through EPX Body and through Dwayne and Daryl and you, Erbie, and Keidi and everybody, that his legacy will live on. And I just want to say I appreciated his life and what he meant to everyone. And thank you guys for doing this program about him today.
All right, Cindy. Dwayne, you have a follow-up comment for Cindy?
Yeah, thank you very much, Cindy. And that's what Dick Gregory is about, is about, helping humanity. And one of the main things he always said was, you make a difference. You make a difference. So, this is what he was about. 100% of the time, he sacrifices family, he sacrifices Hollywood livelihood to get out there and make a difference. But Dick, one thing always understood, when he quit Hollywood, he just didn't quit Hollywood, he had a plan. When he quit Hollywood, he came out with his nutrition book. Keidi, what was the name of his book?
Food for people who love to eat. And I know that was a subtitle.
Yeah, it was like Mother Nature's Diet for Folks Who Eat. I forgot the name of it.
I'll push that link up on the social media page.
Yeah, but the whole point is he came out with that book when he retired from nightclub. Okay, so what did that do? He had a nutrition book. So he understood that just because I quit comedy, I still got to have money coming in. And that's why he came out with the book to set himself up in position to be the health guru, which set himself up in position to be wanted by a network marketing company for him to put out a product.
And that book
set himself in position to put out what Mother Nature for folks who eat. Mother, go ahead. What is
the title of the book, Dick Gregory's Natural Diet for Folks Who Eat, Cooking with Mother Nature. And it is available, used for only $130.
Oh, shit. Wow.
I wonder if that place has exploded because of his transition.
No, that means it's been out of.
Last week.
It means it's been out of print for some time. Probably a good opportunity for some entrepreneurs to work with the family to re-release this critical book.
Yeah, and update it, like with Keidi's information on it, because the book needs to be updated.
Yes. Well, there's tons of opportunity. I mean, and one of the things that I think what we do here, because here on Experience Rebirth, we talk about not only wellness, but we talk about prosperity, and prosperity in the realm of economic development, financial growth, passive income, those kind of things. Brother Keidi, your opinion, listening to Brother Dwayne talk about Baba Gregory's legacy with respect to business, especially how he made that transition from being touring as a comedian to touring as a wellness guru, and your concepts in the repairing, calling for us to look at investing in land on the continent of Africa and growing crops, and then taking those